What is up, guys? Mega Guy back with another video, and today is a video where I will be discussing the top 10 Mega Construx figures that need to be remade in the new articulation. As a lot of you know, Mega used to make different types of figures. They didn't have swappable armor, they didn't have a lot of other like cool features they have now. They weren't as posable, but they kind of compromised with that by having really great paint applications. And it would be cool if they brought back some of those great paint applications with a new articulation in maybe Hero Series. This is the first one, and it is the Brute Stalker. And the Brute Stalker is, I put it at number 10 because it would be awesome, but also you guys know how I feel about the new Brute articulation. It's not, they're not as big as I feel like they should be, but this figure would still be awesome whether it's the new size or the size that I would love. If they did it in the size that like a little bit bigger, so it would be a more intimidating Brute, that would be even better. Hopefully this would come in some sort of Halo 3 ODST set. Maybe they'll bring back an MPD one day. I think that a lot of people would love that. And yeah, so that's why this one's number 10, because I think it would be awesome, but I don't think it's going to come out to be as great as I would personally love it to be. But still, definitely a cool figure. A lot of people will be excited, and I really hope this comes out. So here is the next one, and it is the Covenant Elite General. And they kind of have a figure like this, but it's a Warlord. But in this list, I want to talk about specific color schemes. So even though they have the Warlord, it would be cool if they did it in this metallic color, because that yellow that they have in the Hero series is really nice, but it would be even better if it came in like a silvery color. And this would be cool to have in some sort of Covenant Lance set, and it would make a really nice like leader for that kind of set. And they have more gray elites, maybe a ranger, maybe a zealot, and then maybe some gray grunts like they used to do with the Covenant Lance sets that were purple. So yeah, this would be an awesome set. I think that this one could use more paint applications, but it's still an amazing figure. Alright, next is the Blue Elite Honor Guard. This one would actually be really easy because they already have a great Elite Honor Guard mold. They just have only done it in red. And this would be higher, but I feel like the blue is not really used in the lore or games or anything, so it's a little less desirable, but the blue still looks absolutely amazing. And honestly, I think it would be great in some sort of like very weird set, like some sort of like battlescape kind of set like they've released before, because it would be something that you really wouldn't want a ton of, but it would be something that would make a cool collection piece. And I think that this would be really great for weird quirky dioramas. So this one would be really easy for Mega. They already have the mold and everything, they just have to change the color of it. So I could definitely see this one happening, but I just don't know when, because they really haven't made that honor guard mold again in a long time. But we can hope it'll be soon, right? And yeah, the next one is the Black Spec Ops Grunt. It blows my mind that Mega has not made a Spec Ops Grunt in the new articulation, because they're just like, the new articulation for grunts is really awesome aside from one little detail about they don't have an elbow joint, but it's still awesome that you can take off the the Serapis or whatever, the tank. So it would be awesome if they had this, and that black Spec Ops is so nice. It's honestly the nicest grunt they've ever made, aside from it being that really kind of crappy old articulation. And honestly, it would be cool if they did this in a Spec Ops set, where it's like the Halo 2 Anniversary series, and they send Spec Ops grunts with maybe Artus Vatum and the Arbiter, where they go and get Cecil Refumi. So that would be a really awesome set for this to be included in, and maybe for Halo 2 Anniversary, but we have a little time for that. Next is the Red and Blue Elite Pilot. Honestly, this is the only really good Elite Pilot paint scheme, but I felt like the Elite Pilot deserved a place in this, because they would be so cool for dioramas to have like a Covenant ship and you have pilots standing beside Banshees. I just don't see how they haven't made it yet, but I think it'll come. And this paint scheme is great, although I still think they could do better. Like, I think they could have maybe a purple or a blue, but as far as the figures that they've made so far, this is definitely the best one in my opinion. That blue eye just looks so nice on all the Elite figures. And yeah, I think that this will come out, and hopefully it comes out with a Banshee, or maybe they bring back the Seraph. That would also be really awesome. Or maybe with the new Halo Infinite flying vehicle, but we don't know exactly what that's going to be yet. So I think it'll be after Infinite. All right, next is the Gold Elite General. And I think that this one would be awesome. I think that if you could have this guy leading troops into battles, he would definitely take a place. Like, I would have one that I use in dioramas as sort of a leader. He might even be someone who competes with the elite warlord from the Brotherhood of Sinners. But that would have to it would obviously have to happen first. To me, the Warlord is a little different from this one because this one has like a put together part behind its helmet, which is honestly really nice, and then it has a little horn on the front. And I think that would make a really good distinguishing factor. And that gold is super nice. As long as they get it the right color, this could be an amazing figure for dioramas. I kind of doubt this one will come out honestly, but it would be really awesome if it did. Um, I don't know exactly what kind of set they would put it in. Probably some sort of um, just random set, like a vehicle or something. All right, this is the Elite Aesthetic. And these, their place in the lore is interesting. They're like some sort of special religious sect among the elites. And that armor is just so cool. If you've seen it in Halo 3, you know a little bit more about it, like what they look like in game. But that nice little frontal hinge piece, the two little spikes up front, honestly adds such a nice feature that none of the other armors, like in like UNSC or Elites or anything, really have. And I think that this would be so cool. And people would use it for customs and stuff. It would be great. And I would love this figure to come out with the Covenant drop pods. I would love for those to return. I think this would, with the nice little blue details on it, it would be perfect for that kind of setup. And this is one of the figures that I also don't feel like would come back, but if it did, it would be absolutely amazing. And I feel like Mega is missing out by not remaking this figure in particular because people would eat it up, I think. Next is probably, for a lot of people, the most desired figure to be remade in the articulation. And since they have actually come out with the Elite Ultra already, they could do this paint scheme. And if you've seen it in person, you know it has a very shiny pink. It almost glows a little bit. And then that red and white just make it look absolutely beautiful. I actually have the pleasure of owning this figure, and I can confirm that it's amazing. And if they had it in new articulation, I would use it all the time. It's a Halo Reach styled Elite Ultra, so it would be really great if it came with like a Falcon or something, or like a Noble team set, because that's who they would be fighting. I think that they'll definitely do this figure in maybe probably a Heroes line, although I would love it in a Reach set more than that. But it's really awesome. I think that Mega will redo this, and I really hope it comes out. But that's going to be, I think, number 3. So hopefully you agree with my number 1 and 2. All right, number 2 is the Golden Hunter. This is such a weird, like, it's so weird because you only see this one time, and it's in Halo 3 ODST. You fight it in Mombasa streets, and it's super, super cool. And I have this figure, but it bums me out so hard that they haven't re-released it or come out with it again now that they have the great new Hunter molds, because they're so much better now. They're so much more intimidating and more articulated. So hopefully they come out with this again, and I could definitely see this coming out in a Halo 3 ODST set. Maybe it comes with Buck or something when they inevitably re-release him, and it's some sort of like battle under a little bridge, like kind of the scene that it's in Halo 3 ODST, or maybe it'll come in as some sort of battle pack like it did originally with a grunt and then ODST. But either way, this figure I think will come back, and honestly needs to come back because it's such a great collector's piece. Like, it stands out so much. Number 1 is the White Elite Ultra. It kind of shocks me that this figure has not come out yet because it's so cool. Like, it's so iconic looking, and even the old articulation one looks amazing. And I usually don't care about the old articulation figures at all, but I have this figure and I'm still looking at it like, wow, it's incredible. I think that they'll re-release this one. Again, it's like the Blue Elite Ultra. They already have an amazing mold for it. They just kind of need to remake it. And hopefully they would put this in some sort of Prophet's throne room set maybe, where you get a Prophet and his throne, and then you get 2 red Elite Ultras and then this Elite Ultra, and that would be the set that it comes in, because that would be absolutely perfect. I can't even imagine how many people would buy it. I would probably buy 3 or 4 just for the thrones, and then you add this. That would be the most desirable set Mega has ever made, aside from maybe the 20th anniversary set. So I think it has so much potential, and I think that if you had this, no matter what set you have it in, people would buy it. Whether it's a huge set, a small set, people would find a way to get this figure because it's so great. But yeah, I think that's my number one. That is my number one, obviously. And I hope you guys really liked it, and I hope you guys agreed with me. And if not, tell me what new old articulation figures you would like to be remade in the new articulation, because honestly there are so many and it took me forever to decide this, but I would love to hear if you guys disagree, or maybe you guys hate my opinions, but I still want to know about it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know what you think of the video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Have a great day.